Hey there, welcome to Rusty's Late Night Sudoku Stream. I am Rusty. An easy Sudoku puzzle. Puzzle number 460, for this being the 46th week of the year. We sometimes get a few more clues on easy puzzles than on others, but generally the difference is supposed to be that the techniques required to solve a easy puzzle are different or easier to learn than the technique needed to solve the medium or hard or in some systems be very hard or in or easier to solve or requires fewer techniques to learn in this collection's settings of simple. I don't have any of the simple puzzles to demonstrate this on, but hoping you kind of get the idea. It is Monday morning. I've got a puzzle to post in a few minutes. We can get this solved. And it says I got it all entered correctly. So let's take a look. Now, for example, one of the things we can see right off the bat: 7 there and there, 4 there and there. In this square, one of these two has to be a 7, and one of these 3 has to be a 4. Now we've got a 4 and a 7 in the middle. We can say safely this one cannot be 7, so that's 7 there. However, here we can't say that it's going to be one or the other of these. We know it's going to be one of them. I don't know. So we earmark those two for. And we can run around and see, for example, we've got a 3 here. Can't put it in these 3 spots because they're all populated. We have to go with one of these 2 spots. Down here, I don't have any 3s providing me any guidance of any of these 3. Maybe one of these 3 because these 3 are blocked up here, and one has to be in the column, can't be in the same square as one that's already. So I'm not going to mark those, but I am going to mark these 2 spots here as these. I've got a 3 down here already, and that means it has to be in one of these. Coming back to 2s, I've got a 2 here, 2 here. That means one of the top, or one of these 3 top needs to be a 2. Well, there's a 2 up here in this column, so it can't be in this square or so. So these are the 2 places it can be here. Be nice if I could narrow it down to those 2 up here as well, but this one's hasn't been left out, and I've got 4 possibilities here, plus 3 here, and 4 here. 3 more here, so 2s are kind of done. 3. Okay, one of these 2 is going to be a 3. Because of the same system we had over here. Got a 3 here, and it can't be in here, so it's going to be one of these 2. And then up here I've got 3 possibilities. And that's going to do for 3s, I think. 4s. Got these 2 possibles for 4 here. 3 possibles for 4 here. 4 possibles here. We get 12 1 here. Since one of these 2 is going to be a 4, and this says that it can't be this one. So this is a 4. That means one of these two is to be a 4. Again, this says this can't be, but this is a 4. That means down here we've got two possibilities here, because it can't be where in the column we've got one of these in, there or there. So it's going to be in one of these three spots. So we've got one in this or over here, so it can't be this one. It's going to be one of these. We'll have three possibilities there. So let's move on to 5. Get a 5 here, because we've got this one and this one up here blocking these three. This one blocking this one as well, so we get a 5 here. And then that means it's going to be one of these two. This one says not this one. That's going to be a over here. We've got this 5, which says neither of these can be a 5. This one says none of these three can be a 5. So this is going to be a 5. That means we've got a 3. And we can use some of the same logic. Say, with this 5 and this 5, it's going to have to be in this row. And then with this 5 and this 5, it's going to be in this column. This one right here for 5. And then we get the same situation over here where we've got this 5 and this 5 saying none of these. This 5 and this 5 saying it's not these two. 5 and 5s are all over. How about 6s? Well, this 6 and this 6 say these three are out. This 6 says this is an out, so that becomes a 6 here. We've got a 6 here and 3 filled here, meaning one of these three is 6. And this one can't be. And to get there, this one couldn't. So it's going to be a 6 here. Now, let's see. Can we solve anything else? Yes, we can. We've got a 6 here blocking all three of them. Verification, this one says, yeah, it can't be that either. So this is going to be a 6 here. And then that means that down here, one of these two is going to be 6. Well, this 6 says it's not going to be this one, so, or it's not going to be this one. So and then over here, those two are blocked by these two. This one, these two, so this is a, and that's all the 6s on the 7s. Well, we got a 7 here, a 7 here, so none of these three can be a 7. This one's our 7. 7 here says that none of these three can be a 7, so it's going to be one of these two, so we'll earmark those now. And then over here, we've got another 7 at the top saying, yeah, this one can't be a 7, so it's going to be one of these two, so we'll earmark those. Now, here, this says this can't be a 7, so one of these are going to be a 7, and it's going to be one of these two. That means this can't be a 7. That's over here. We've got those two, but I also means I've got, and this one here says it can't be here. This one says it can't be these two. So I do have 3 possibilities. All right, let's move on to 8, because one of these is going to be somewhat helpful, I hope. So we've got an 8 here, says this can't be an 8, but one of these two is going to be one of those two, and this one says these 3 will be an 8. That doesn't help me as much. We are up to 8, so one of these two is 1, and one of them is going to be a 2. Well, this says this can be a 2. This cannot be 1. Make this a 2. And now we get one of these two is going to be a 1 because that says it can't be there. Here. All three of these are still possibly a 1, so continue on. 3. One of these two is going to be 3 because I've got a 3 here and here. That second one blocks these 3. This is already blocked down here, so it's going to be one of these two. 4, 5, 6. So we need a 7. We've got those two earmarked 7s. Now we've got these 3 are potentially 8. And one of these two is let's earmark those 2 9. All right. Continuing on with 8. Got 3 possibilities here. This one says this has to be an 8, meaning one of this one's going to be an 8. That means one of these two is an 8. And what else do we know? Well, we've got still way too many possibilities there. We've got possibility here. Okay, this can't be an 8, and I've got an 8 here. 2 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. 4 possibilities down here. Here. And that means one of these 3 is not a lot of useful. Can we fill in any of these up? Well, we know that one of these 3 is going to be 2. One of these 2 is one of these 2 is going to be 2. And this one becomes a 1. So we've got a 3 here. Let's see, 4, 5. One of these 3 is going to be a 1. I don't know which. These 2 is going to be a 1. Because I've got 1s in both these columns. And there's 2 openings there. I don't know which of these 4 is going to be a 1, but they're restricted to the same 2 rows that these 2 are. Means this is a 1. And now we can put a pair of possible 9s here. All right, and that means this is 9. And with this 9 here, that means one of these 2 is going to be a 9. So now we've got we've got 9 3 pair here. So one of these 2 is going to be a 4. The other is going to be an 8. That means one of these will be an 8. This one's going to be a 4. A 4 here. These will restrict that. Let's see. This one will be a 3 because we've got 3 here, which blocks out these 2. And a pair of 3s here, which blocks out this one. This is the only one left. Let's see. We have 1s here. One of these 2 is going to be 2. That means this one is going to be our 8. So we can say a 9 and an 8 here. Still have 1, 2 here. How about down here? No. Well, how about, let's see what else we can do here. We've got a 1 and a 2 that need to come in here somewhere, but not a lot of help. On the other hand, we've got a 3 that blocks these 2, another 3 that blocks this one, so that becomes a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means one of these needs to be a 9 one. Already had this block. This one says it can't be this one. This one says it can't be this one, so 9 coming here. That means down here, that gets. Now we've got 1 and 2's can come into these two spots. Got 3 possibilities for 1 here. 4 possibilities here to here. 2's. Already got a 2 plugged in there. Let's see. This says this can't be a 9, but this one is. So that's a 9. This one becomes a 3 now. And over here we get this one becoming a 3. This is a 9. That means one of these two is a 3, and like this one is blocked up here. So 3 here. That turns this into an 8. And that covers 8 there. This one becomes an 8. 4 here. This one becomes an 8. A 7 and a 1 here. This one becomes a 4. We've got a 1 dropping in here and 7 coming down here. That makes this one into a 7. This can't be a 2 now, so and actually it couldn't be a 2 to begin with. So this is a 1. This is a 2. Nope, 2. And that makes this one into a 1. Now we've just got 2 left here, a 2 and a 1 coming in. Took us 14 minutes to complete that. 14 minutes 55 seconds. You may consider it 15 minutes, or it depends upon how much time you thought I wasted at the beginning. So in any case, that's going to do for today. Let's get set up for tomorrow's. It's going to be a medium puzzle 461, which should be a little bit more difficult, but doesn't necessarily mean it's going to take more time. We'll see how. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a